Well, hey everybody. Wanted to get this video out, and I did a couple of these early in the morning like this, and I think that's good. Before we all get our day going, I don't know when you're listening to this, but I honestly ought to be in the truck driving out the driveway right now. But hey, let's talk about something that's I'm saving major subjects, just things that really touch me to change my life for these videos. So, what we want to talk about today? We're going to talk about difficult times. Yeah, let's talk about those. Why that? Well, I've been through a few myself. Maybe not what you have. I don't know your world, but I've had a few myself. Some that just came to me, and through circumstances, and some that I welcomed on myself, not intentionally, but hey, life will do that. Yesterday, I was listening to the Sean Ryan show, and I wish I could remember the name of the guy. He was a former Navy SEAL like Sean himself, Team 6 guy, doing a lot now with the military. And anyway, you have two Navy SEALs sitting there talking about things, and when the subject came up, and of course, they just kept right on rolling through it. He talked about it a little bit, but he talked about the two tough. They were talking about buds. It's a month, I think, long training that the SEALs have to do, that they lose a lot of guys just because people can't take it. One of the things they have to do is prove that they can survive a drowning, right? I mean, they don't actually drown, obviously, but that situation. It's in a pool. They have to go to the bottom. He described it anyway. I'm not going to butcher it. It's not about that, because what he said was, these two Navy SEALs, Sean asked him if there was ever a time he wanted to quit. And his answer was basically, no, not really quit, but he wondered if he could continue to keep doing what they were asking him to do. And he said there were only in all of that training, there were 2 days, just 2 days, that he felt that way, that he didn't know if he could keep going. And then he said something that made me think about doing this video. He said, those were the 2 days that I learned the most. Let me repeat that. The 2 days that he didn't think he could take anymore. The 2 days that he thought, I just don't think my body can do this. I think I'm done. I don't want to quit, but I think I may have to quit. Those are the 2 days that he learned the most. And I've already kind of alluded to the fact of what one of them was. He couldn't survive this drill because he couldn't figure out how to float. Almost everybody could float, but he couldn't do it. So it actually set him back. They actually will take you and set you back. I don't understand it, so if you do, then cool. You can correct whatever I say wrong. But he actually got set back. But after that day that he couldn't, the first time he couldn't, he had an instructor come to him, one of the BUD/S instructors, and he said, meet me at the pool in an hour. So we met him at the pool, and his instructor said, I hope you don't quit. I'm going to teach you something. I had the same problem you have. I couldn't float either. And so he taught him a technique that got him through the next time he tested that. And he said now, if he's in that drill, he can go for hours because he has a new technique. The two toughest days in SEAL training, and he learned the most. So what's that have to say to you? And what's that have to say to me? Our toughest days can give us the greatest lessons if we pay attention. Now, I'm going to quickly add that when we're going through those times, sometimes we're not really capable of seeing the whole scope of things. I understand that. That was me as well. I didn't see the big picture when I was standing right in front of it. If your nose is up against the picture, you can't see details. Sometimes it takes some perspective. It takes some time to stand back and look at it and see what you've actually been given, the opportunity you've been given. So here's the other reason that I felt like I was supposed to offer this type of message. Just this past Sunday, I spoke at a local church. And obviously, I'm not giving you any details. Because after the service, well, it was during the prayer time after the service, a lady came up for prayer with me, and you have people tell you some of the most it just hurts your heart for things that people have gone through. In tears, usually gripping your hand very tight and just wanting to share it with somebody because it was such a hurt in their life. And you don't know what to say. But here's what I know from my own life. If you'll take that, whatever that has been for you, for her, this would be quite a hurdle, but I would hope that one day the Lord would allow me the time to see her healing and her be able to do what that BUD/S instructor did. And that's the second part of the lesson. The first part is learn from your most difficult days. As I said, you may not be able to do it at the time, but learn from your difficult days. For a baseball analogy, learn from the strikeouts. You're going to learn a little bit from the home run, but you're going to strike out more than you're going to hit home runs. Learn from the times in life when things don't go the way we planned. And the second part of that lesson is when we've paused long enough, when we stepped away from that picture, when we have our nose off of it and we can see it, then look around the room and see who else we can help. Because this situation that was brought to me Sunday, and many of the situations that are brought to me in my life, I haven't been through that. So I can't say I understand and be realistic. But I can say I understand about certain things, and you can too. Get our nose off the picture, get a good look at it, and then look around the room at who else we can help. Be that BUD/S instructor that sees somebody struggling and almost drowning and about ready to give up, and say, hey, meet me at the pool. Meet me at the pool. I got something I want to talk to you about. That's the second part of the lesson. But I guess it all comes down to whether we're going to pay attention in the first part of the lesson. Are we going to go through our lives and notice those things, or are we just going to complain about our struggles and say, there's nothing I can do about it? Be somebody who learns from our heartaches, because those are the real lessons. And not because I said so. The BUD/S instructor said so too. The Team 6 guy said so too. Worst 2 days, he learned the most. I hope we can all say the same thing. I'm not going out today hoping that I have a bad day. On the contrary, I hope it's great. But if it's not, I want to learn from the things that don't go right. Because I know that's where the real lessons are. But once you're on the other side of it, I think we can all learn, even in the good times. But sometimes we have to have the difficult days to help us appreciate the good ones. So, hope you got something out of this. I know I did the last couple of days. I really felt like the Lord laid that one on my heart, and that's the only ones I'm looking for. I may be on here twice a week. I may be on here twice a month. I don't know, but it's going to have to be something that really touches me. So, anyway, till next time, guys. This is Todd. See ya.